Peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel once again, where we talk all things health and healing from a holistic perspective, and today will be no different. I'm here on Sankofa Tropical Farms, and today we're going to talk about the coconut. All right, as you can see the tree here behind me with the coconuts. All right, so we have probably 100 coconut trees here on the farm, and so we're going to talk about, first of all, what a coconut is. I'm going to explain the difference between just water and coconut water, which one's superior, which one isn't. And then we're going to talk about the fat of the fruit or the meat of the coconut. And then we're also going to talk about the oil of the coconut and the electrolytes in the coconut as well too. So we got a lot to talk about in a very small amount of time today. So you're going to get a total education on the coconut. All right. So the coconut is very different. It is not actually not a nut, even though you hear the word nut in the word coconut. Coconut is actually considered a drupe, okay? A drupe fruit, actually. So it is actually a fruit and not a nut, all right? The reason why it's called a drupe is because drupes actually have a very hard outer covering that covers the inside of a seed, okay? So the seed is actually in the middle of the coconut, all right? And so that is why it's called a drupe, okay? Other examples of a drupe would be an olive, a peach. So, but this is, in my opinion, the epitome of a drupe, okay? Also with the coconut, there are actually 3 layers to this. So there's a ectoderm, a mesoderm, and an endoderm, okay? And so when you look here, you'll see, if you can't see here, but you got this outside layer, then you got this sort of meshy layer that has to be peeled off, okay? And then you got this really protective hard covering on the inside, and inside of that can eventually become a seed, or, you know, what we call a coconut sprout, which I'll show to you a little bit later in this video. But everything has a process, and the process of a coconut goes from, you know, it can go from the water to being very meaty to eventually going back to becoming a seed that can literally grow this tree here that we call the coconut sprout. Okay, this is the stage where it has water. So we're going to open this up in a second. But I think what's important to understand first about the water. So let's talk about the coconut water compared to regular water that you're drinking. This is the most pure form of water in the world, okay? Nothing touches this water until you put your mouth on the coconut. All right, pause. And that's what I love about the coconut water as compared to the water that we get or drink. This is literally the most purified form of water, okay? And not only is it the most purified form of water because it is grown, matured on this tree, protected until it's literally open, okay? And it's also loaded with a ton of electrolytes. So I'm out here today, it's about 92 degrees. And as you can see, I'm sweating, okay? And as I sweat, I'm losing some of my electrolytes. Those electrolytes have to be replaced, okay? If you don't get the proper water, the proper quality of water, you will get empty water. As a matter of fact, distilled water is empty water. There are no nutrients. There are no electrolytes in your water, okay? All right? As opposed to a coconut, it's loaded with electrolyte. This is the original Gatorade, okay? You know, so like when athletes would be on the fields doing soccer or running or whatever it is they may do, you know, our ancestors would drink a coconut to replace their electrolytes and feel completely, their thirst is quenched. Okay, so it's just important to understand when people ask me what's the difference between water and coconut water, this is the most purest form of it. Okay, that's simply it, the most purest form in nature. Okay, and not only are you going to get a ton of electrolytes in the water, but you're going to get healthy fats. You're going to get healthy sugars as well too. So a coconut is the most purest form. As a matter of fact, you probably have seen in previous videos, one of my mentors, Dr. Aris Latham, okay? Dr. Aris is a raw foodist, gourmet raw food chef, well renowned for the fact that he's been a raw foodist for over 40 years, can climb coconut trees in his 70s, and he only drinks coconut water, okay? He does not drink water at all, okay? And he's been doing that for over 30 years, okay? So just a little tidbit as the comparison between water and coconut water. So the other thing I love about the coconut too is that it can be eaten in all stages, okay? So you can have the fat of it, you can have the water, and you can have the sprout. So let's pop this open because I'm kind of thirsty. And as you can see, I'm trying to show you guys right there in the middle, that's that hard covering that you have to break, okay? There it goes. And the reason why you saw it, you know, push out like that is because of the pressure. As soon as I tap that, the pressure of it is released. This is the first time it's being exposed to the atmosphere. This is why I'm saying that coconut water is literally the purest form of water, okay? Man, I needed that. So you got the coconut, and what you're gonna see is on the inside you have the jelly. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get some of this off. That is the jelly of the coconut. That's the meat of the coconut. This is also very medicinal for you as well too, because it contains what are known as MCT oils, or medium chain triglycerides. Now, let me explain why this is so important. These medium chain triglycerides that I'm gonna eventually cut this coconut in half, and this is gonna be like my morning breakfast, okay? But these medium chain triglycerides are very, very healthy. This is the missing link in a lot of the issues that we're finding with people with a lot of the mental disorders, or, you know, a lot of the things that we're seeing people suffer with. These medium chain fatty acids or medium chain triglycerides could be very, very helpful for them. Case in point, people who have issues with epilepsy, okay, having seizures, people who are struggling with Alzheimer's, you know, dementia, people who are struggling with autism as well too, okay? Medium chain fatty acids have been shown in many studies to be very helpful for them, especially people with epilepsy or seizures, okay? So eating the meat of the coconut and also using MCT oils could be very, very helpful for those individuals. And not only is MCT oils very, very helpful in terms of like the mental health department, but they're also very helpful in terms of weight loss as well too. Because when you eat these MCT oils, they go to the liver and they produce what are known as ketones. These ketones will actually burn instead of you burning sugar, okay? They also make you feel satiated, so you're not as hungry as well too, okay? And that's what leads to the weight loss, okay? So there's a lot of huge benefits. They're also anti-inflammatory as well too, all right? So you have different types of MCT oils. You have caproic, caprylic, capric, okay? Just to name a few, okay, in terms of MCT oils, okay? But hugely important in the mental health department. As you know, autism in 1980, the children were about 1 in every 10,000 in 1980. Today it's about 1 in every 54. So that number has exploded in the last 40 some odd years, okay? And so MCT oils could be the secret potion for you. So incorporating MCT oils that come from the coconut could be very useful as well too. And again, what you do with the coconut, you kind of shave off a little bit. All right. You want to chop that in the middle to open it up. Okay. And now we open it up and the jelly is on the inside and you can scoop out the jelly, okay? Scoop out the jelly. Okay. Scoop out the jelly. All right, so when you drink your coconut from the coconut, you're not done. You got to eat this jelly. It's going to be good for you. All right, so that's about the coconut. Let's talk about the coconut sprout. This, my friend, is the coconut sprout. Now, what happens is, if you don't pick this or it falls from the tree, it is so beautiful. Like, nature is so beautiful. It will just reproduce itself, okay? So what you see here is the coconut that I just showed you that never went open. And now what you see here is the sprout. If I put this in the ground, this will become another coconut tree. So the possibilities of an entire coconut tree are right here in the palm of my hand, okay? But the other benefit is that this sprouted coconut, all right, has an edible portion on the inside. It's a spongy core, okay? The outside of it is a little salty, but when you taste it, it has a coconut flavor with a little bit of sweetness to it. And this is called a coconut sprout. Now, the coconut sprout is actually very good for your digestive health because it's fermented. Okay, so it's good for your digestive health in terms of the good bacteria in your gut. It's also really good because of the fiber as well too. Okay, so this is why they call the coconut sprout a superfood. All right, so I also consume this as well too. Now I have people who say all the time, well, you got the life of a tree in your hand. Why would you, eat that? Well, it's the same thing as a fruit. If I get a sapodilla, which is right there, or a soursop, which is over there, if I eat a soursop, then there's seeds on the inside. It's an infinite process. Nature is infinite. It's abundant. There is no end to the infinite nature of nature, okay? We think in a poverty mindset, okay? But nature itself is infinite in its abundance. Nature has been producing gold and coconuts and fruit and whatever you can name, us, for millions of years with no intervention, with no problem. It's only when we intervene as humans and take away that natural process that it stops. But this is nature, it's infinite. So don't worry about the whole idea of you're stopping the process of an actual tree coming to life. I'm a tree, I give life. I'm a co-creator, I give life. This gives life as well too. That's the infinite part of nature. So just keep that in mind. A lot of people ask me that question all the time, okay? So again, this is a coconut sprout. You can do what you want to it, all right? You could put this in the ground and make a tree, okay, at some point. Or you can have a coconut sprout on the inside. Like I said, the center core of it is a round core, just like the earth, okay? It's spongy-like in terms of its texture. The outside is a little bit salty. The inside has a coconut flavor with a little bit of sweetness to it. It is absolutely delicious. And that same coconut sprout, you can use that as a bread replacement. You can cut it in half and make a sandwich with it. I put like avocado and a couple of herbs and a little bit of, pesto that I make myself as well too. And it's absolutely delicious. Okay, a little bit of tomato. And voila, you got a beautiful natural sandwich. So I hope this and again, this isn't everything on coconuts. This is a blow by on coconuts. I could literally do a masterclass on coconuts. But again, like, I just want to share with you just some of the things about coconuts so that you understand that how this is the very divine tree that we have here, okay, called the coconut tree. And the beautiful thing that I'll close with is this. When it comes to a coconut, as I mentioned before in the video, it is called a drupe, which is a fruit, a type of fruit, okay? Hardened shell, soft seed, inner core, okay? Protected by a hardened shell. So it's a fruit. But what you'll notice is of all the things that grow for us to eat, this grows the highest in terms of all the fruit, okay? Now, I do videos where I talk about grounding. I did videos where I talked about grounding here on the farm, walking around barefooted, okay, getting connected to the earth. That is magnetism. Okay, so we got to have magnetism. Okay, that's how I get my grounding in. That's how I get my magnetism to be connected to the earth. Okay, because I'm here for a human experience, right? But also, this is the fruit that grows the highest. Okay, which means that as you go up, it becomes more electric. This is why coconuts have electrolytes in them. They are electric to the body. Okay, so I just want to put that perspective in you so that you understand how nature balances itself. I got grounding here pulling me to the earth, okay, keeping me grounded. Okay, if I go on a coconut water fast while I'm drinking on the coconuts, it's gonna electrify me, pull my spirit up, raise my vibrations. And that's what it's really about. Like, we gotta elevate, we gotta raise our vibrations. When we get sick, it means that our vibrations are low. So we gotta elevate. This is why when I get sick, one of the first things I do is I go on a coconut water fast. Okay, again, most electric. It means that I need to raise my vibrations. Now, I rarely get sick, but this is also preventative as well too. Okay, because I know a lot of people out there, like when I'm having conversations with people, sometimes people get a little bit, need to be humbled about their health. They think just because they eat healthy, they don't need to do things that are preventative. I'm not one of those people. I'm constantly doing things that are preventative, doing my detox every 3 to 4 months. This is why I do a group detox so everybody can join me, okay? But I also do coconut water fast as well too, okay? Because then when I want to raise my vibrations, not because I'm sick, maybe because I given out so much energy at an event. Maybe because the people in my family, I've been kind of serving them too much and not serving myself. So just another way to raise your vibrations. And that's what I really love about the coconut, you know. And just to imagine, we are electric beings. We know that we're electric beings because we know that our heart is ran off of electricity. Because if it stopped, the first thing they would do is use defibrillator paddles to electrocute us, put electricity back into our bodies, which stimulates our heart to work again. So we are electric beings, which means that sometimes we gotta be electrified, and this is the best way to do it. So I hope you have enjoyed the video on coconut, the droop, okay, and also the sprout. Until the next time, peace and blessings, and Godspeed. Bless.